12, 9, 21, 32. Broadcast. The Pear Drum.
The Pear Drum. Once upon a time, there were two little girls. Their names were Blue Eyes and Red. Blue Eyes was named, of course, for the color of her eyes, and Red was named for the color of her mother's favorite dress. They lived in a little house near the sea, with their mother and the baby. Their father was a sailor, sailing with King George's fleet to far, far away lands. One day, Blue Eyes and Red went for a walk out among the tall grasses. There, they came upon a beautiful, dark-haired, dark-eyed traveler girl, playing on a pear-shaped drum. When she played, the ocean sang, and the flowers swayed to her rhythm. Blue Eyes and Red were enchanted, and they begged the beautiful, dark-haired traveler girl to give them the pear-shaped drum. Her dark eyes sparkled, and her lips curled into a gentle laugh.
"The pear drum is only for the wise of the wicked, and you're too young to be wise. Go home and be very naughty, and if you've been naughty enough, I will give it to you when you come back to me tomorrow."
And so, Blue Eyes and Red went home, and they were very, very naughty. They shouted, and they spilled their food, and they refused to go to bed, and they scribbled on their school books. Their mother was grieved. The next day they got up very early, and went out among the tall grasses. There they eventually found the beautiful, dark-haired, dark-eyed traveler girl. And there she stood, playing her pear-shaped drum. When she played, the ocean sang, the flowers swayed to her rhythm, and bunnies frolicked in the tall grasses. When she played, the ocean sang, the flowers swayed to her rhythm, and bunnies frolicked in the tall grasses. Once again, they were enchanted, and so they approached the beautiful, dark-haired traveler girl, saying,
"Please, oh please, let us have your beautiful pear drum."
And her dark eyes sparkled, and her lips curled into a gentle laugh.
"Well now, were you naughty, Blue Eyes? Were you truly wicked?" "Oh yes," said Blue Eyes, "for we spilled our food, and we refused to go to bed, and we scribbled all over our school books." "Oh no," said the traveler girl sadly. "The pear drum is only for the wise or the wicked. You are too young to be wise, and you have not been nearly wicked enough. You must be far worse than that."
So, when the traveler girl had left and walked away toward the traveler camp, Blue Eyes and Red went home. They were as naughty as they could be. They threw their cups on the floor. They tore their clothes and walked in mud up to their knees. They pulled up all the flowers in the garden. They let the pig out so that it ran away. Their mother was very grieved. The next morning they got up very early and went out among the tall grasses. There they eventually found the beautiful, dark-haired, dark-eyed traveler girl. And there she stood, a-playing her pear-shaped drum. And as she played, the ocean sang, the flowers swayed to the rhythm. Bunnies frolicked in the tall grasses, and in the distance, handsome men and beautiful women of the travelers danced happily to the music. And so they went to the beautiful, dark-haired traveler girl, saying, "Please, oh please, let us have your beautiful pear drum." And her dark eyes glimmered, and her lips curled into a gentle smile. "Well now," she said, "were you naughty, Red, my dear? Were you truly wicked?" "Oh yes," said Red. "We threw out our cups on the ground. We tore our clothes and walked in mud up to our knees. We pulled up all the flowers in the garden, and we let the pig out so that it ran away." "Oh no," said the traveler girl sadly. "The pear drum is only for the wise or the wicked.
You are too young to be wise, and you have not been nearly wicked enough. You must be far, far worse than that.
And so Blue Eyes and Red were very sad. But when the traveler girl left them, Blue Eyes and Red went home, and they said to each other,
We must be bad. We must be truly wicked. But tomorrow we will have the Pear drum. We will play a tune for Mama and be good for all the rest of our days.
And so they were very wicked. They broke the chairs and smashed the china. They tore their clothes to pieces. They whipped the dog and kicked the cat. They slapped the baby about, and they beat their poor mother with their fists. Their mother wept.
Blue Eyes and Red, you must not be so wicked. If you do not stop, I shall have to go away with the baby and the dog and the cat. Instead, there will come a new mother with glass eyes and a wooden tail to live with you.
But still, they thought only of the Pear drum. Next morning they got up very early indeed, and went out to the tall grasses. There they found the traveler girl. It could be nobody but her. But her hair was golden, and her eyes were brightest blue. She had no drum. The ocean did not sing. The flowers did not sway. There were no bunnies in the grasses. There were no handsome men and beautiful women dancing in the fields beyond. She knelt there in the grass, humming to herself a strange tune, picking the flowers that had once swayed to her beat.
Where is the Pear drum?
They cried. The bright-haired, bright-eyed girl's sapphire eyes flashed, and her lips curled into a smile.
It is gone. All of the travelers are gone, gone to their new homes, and I too will soon be gone to my home. But we did as you told us,
cried Blue Eyes.
We were wicked,
cried Red.
We broke the chairs and smashed the china,
said Blue Eyes.
And we tore our clothes to pieces and whipped the dog and kicked the cat,
said Red.
And we slapped the baby and beat our mother with our fists,
declared Blue Eyes.
Yes,
smiled the bright-haired, bright-eyed girl.
You have been truly, wonderfully wicked. And now your mother has gone away with the baby, and the dog, and the cat, and she has gone away, far, far away, to find your father. And instead you will have a new mother this evening, with glass eyes and a wooden tail.
And when the bright-haired, bright-eyed girl left them, Blue Eyes and Red wandered the tall grasses. At last they turned home with the evening coming on, hoping to see Mother and to tell her how sorry they were.
For we will be good forevermore,
said Blue Eyes.
And we will never again speak of the Pear drum,
said Red. When at last they arrived, they found the gate was open. No dog came to greet them. No pig snuffled in the yard. There was no sound of the baby cooing or of Mother rocking. No lamps were lit. But in the glow of the firelight, they could see through the window the glitter of their new mother's glass eyes and hear the thump, thump, thump of her wooden tail.
41, 90, 86, 47. Broadcast ends.
The proceeding was a folk tale of Lincolnshire. Performing tonight were August Brotherton and Guinevere McGregor. Our logo was designed by Mazface. The Helios Radio was created by Kieran Byrne. Our audio engineering was done by Creative Minds Audio. All of the preceding content and associated media have been treated with the Nagoya mimetic.
You will not surely die,
the serpent said to the woman.
For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.
Have faith.
We know.